Jambo, that's how you say hello in Swahili. If you're here, you've probably already seen beautiful images of the African island of Zanzibar with its wide beaches, turquoise waters, and fancy resorts. Welcome to V Vicariously. We skip the marketing fluff and give you the complete picture so you know what to really expect. For most of us, Zanzibar isn't just around the corner. It'll take a lot of time and expense to get there. In this video, you'll learn how to keep your visit safe and convenient, how to maximize your view of the island, a few do's and don'ts, and why the Zanzibarian vibe may be different than other islands you've visited. Zanzibar is an archipelago, which is technically a bunch of islands, but when most people refer to it, they are talking about Unguja, the big kahuna, and it has had quite the roller coaster of a past. When you first arrive, you may hear someone singing in the distance over a loudspeaker. That may be a call to prayer. Why? Let's rewind. Around the 8th century, Arab and Persian traders rolled up to Zanzibar, married locals, built some mosques, and boom, the religion of Islam became woven into the island's fabric. Today, the island is said to be 99% Muslim. Understand, for the sake of brevity and balance, there are some gaps in my story. But the video I linked below will fill the gaps for those interested in the rest of the story. But to make a long, complicated story short, Arabs, Persians, Omanis, Portuguese, and British, in that order, all had their way with Zanzibar via significant conflicts. And by the way, you can actually taste a bit of all these cultures when you eat the food anywhere on the island. It was under Omani rule that Zanzibar became a major slave trading center. We're talking grim stuff here. Between 1830 and 1873, over 500,000 people were sold on Zanzibar. The Omanis also made Zanzibar the world's spice headquarters. 90% of the planet's cloves came from there, all farmed by enslaved people. Here's a little truth bomb. Many accounts will state that the British abolished slavery on Zanzibar. Remember, to abolish means to end. What the British did was end the sale of Africans because of the imbalance it created in trade across the Indian Ocean. In other words, all of that free labor on Zanzibar was messing with their money. So mighty British Navy squashed the sale of new humans through Zanzibar, but the thousands left on the island remained in bondage for generations. Then came the word games. People were no longer called slaves. They were called servants, unpaid. Only an uprising of the oppressed people ended the barbaric practice. Did you already know this history? Type yes or no in the comments. I'll get to current events in a few seconds. So back then, they cultivated many other spices that were highly valued at the time, such as cinnamon, cardamom, turmeric, black pepper, etc. That is why Zanzibar is known as the Spice Island to this day, and taking a short spice tour while you are there is a must-do. After a violent revolution as recently as 1964, Zanzibar merged with Tanganyika, the mainland, to become Tanzania and now enjoys a semi-autonomous leadership with Tanzania. Did you already know about the island's history? Type yes or no in the comments as we move on to modern days. If you take a tour of Stone Town, you'll likely visit the Anglican cathedral that the British built right where the slave market used to be. Adjacent to the church are the underground chambers where people were imprisoned. Yep, it's still there as part of a museum that you might find fascinating. Honestly, the history hits everywhere, in the culture, the buildings, the faces. The descendants of those who were in bondage are part of today's Swahili community. But for us, modern-day Zanzibar is where things get interesting in a different way. The tourism boom. Today's Zanzibar is a tourism machine. With over 800 hotels, everything from backpacker crash pads to five-star resorts, the island sees hundreds of thousands of visitors every year. People come for the beaches, the historic Stone Town. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And yes, those famous spices. Spice tours are everywhere. You can't walk 5 minutes without someone offering to show you the island's claim to fame. Stone Town is a shopping central. Vendors will enthusiastically offer you the deal of the day in their souvenir shops, of which there are many. The markets, they are a full-on sensory overload, but trust me, walk through them anyway and bring cash. These vendors depend on tourists like you. I dare you to walk through and come out empty-handed. Tourism pumps serious money into the economy. The beaches are gorgeous and hotels are multiplying like there's no tomorrow. So everyone's living the dream, right? Here's the truth bomb. Despite all those hotels and booming tourism, most Zanzibaris appear to live below the poverty line. The average local earns a tiny fraction of what the tourism industry rakes in. And judging by the residential areas you'll zoom past on your way to that luxury resort, That fraction is really small. We're talking about $6 a day. Though the cost of living is significantly low by Western standards, a Zanzibari's living expenses exceed their salaries by 78%, according to 2025 statistics. Worry not, in spite of all this, you can still have a safe, enjoyable, sun-splashed vacation there, just like over 700,000 other tourists in 2025 alone. Just keep watching. I'll stitch all this together in a few seconds. Many beach resorts are foreign-owned, so profits leave the island instead of staying local. Infrastructure outside tourist zones? Pretty rough. Lots of Zanzibaris don't have reliable access to clean water, decent healthcare, or good schools. Land that once belonged to local families is now too expensive for them to afford, bought up for tourist development. While the road to your resort might be smooth, you'll see residential areas often have unpaved paths where locals trudge through dirt and mud during rainy season. It's a pattern you see on lots of tropical destinations, even in the Caribbean or Mediterranean. The islands are swimming in resources and revenue, but wealth never reaches the people who actually make your vacation magical. Same story that played out centuries ago with spices. Outsiders profit while locals struggle for basic necessities. But that doesn't mean you can't have a lovely vacation like we did. Zanzibar tourism increased by about 10,000 between 2024 and 2025. Here are some tips on how to level up your stay. Here's are some do's, and keep watching for the don'ts to follow. Do book decent hotels for security, though Zanzibar is actually very safe. Do arrange drivers through your hotel. Actually, your airport transfer driver might offer you a good deal if you tell him what you want to see beforehand, and you'll be able to do that because you would have done your homework before leaving home, right? Do eat street food that's cooked in front of you. Good rule anywhere, honestly. Do visit Stone Town. It's a UNESCO site with incredible markets and the most ridiculously ornate doors you'll ever lay eyes on. Do expect lots of attention. When vendors ask, "Where are you from?" they're basically trying to size up your net worth. Do pay attention to the doors. Seriously, Zanzibar is known for them. Many have huge spikes that were originally meant to keep elephants from ramming through during conflicts. Now they're just fancy decorations showing off the owner's wealth. Look for the short I did on this channel just about the doors. Do dress modestly. Zanzibar is 99% Muslim. Bikinis on resort beaches? Fine. Everywhere else? Nope. Ladies, cover those shoulders and knees. Head covering is not strictly enforced, but lightweight summer pants or long sundresses work great. You'll see all kinds of attire, but just carry a thin scarf for places with stricter dress codes. Do expect to negotiate everything. Bring small bills for tipping. Price tags are rare here. The local currency is the Tanzanian shilling, but most places take dollars. The tipping culture is real. Do try different sides of the island. The vibe changes dramatically. Note some areas have extremely low tides in the afternoon that last for hours. Disappointing if you're an avid swimmer, but fascinating to see. Do pair your trip with a mainland Tanzania safari. Tanzania's safaris are legendary. You won't regret it. I feel like this guy crossed the road just for me. I was pinching myself when I was in the Serengeti. This is a must-do. Don't do these things. Don't expect reliable internet for remote work. Digital nomads, listen up. Zanzibar is not the place for a workcation. The internet isn't strong enough for Zoom calls or big downloads. Did you know that? Don't flash expensive jewelry, especially Tanzanite. Vendors will jack up prices if they see it. Don't forget proof of yellow fever vaccination and Tanzanian health insurance. Tanzania requires both before you can enter. Research this when applying for your visa online. Don't be surprised by all the cats. They're everywhere. They were brought centuries ago on cargo ships to control rats. They live off street scraps and vermin, and locals tolerate them. Since dogs aren't super welcome in Muslim culture, these cats have basically no predators and they're thriving. Don't just take any old boat ride. Get on a dhow boat for a taste of authenticity. Dhow boats in Zanzibar are deeply rooted in centuries of maritime trade across the Indian Ocean. These traditional wooden sailboats have been central to Zanzibar's identity since at least the first millennium BCE, and the staff can be very entertaining too. Don't forget that Zanzibar is an archipelago. Easy to catch a boat to neighboring islands for other attractions such as a turtle reserve, exceptional snorkeling, ruins, swimming with the dolphins, quaint villages, etc. Expect to haggle with the captain for the fare. Pro tips. Plan your trips around the two rainy seasons, March to May and November to December. Did you already know about the rainy months? If so, hit the thumbs up button or type yes in the comments to let me know these knowledge bombs are hitting. Drink only bottled water. I repeat, bottled water. Nuff said. Okay, negotiate taxi prices before getting in, whether it's a water taxi or a land taxi, and wear reef-safe sunscreen for swimming to protect the marine life. Women traveling alone, wear a wedding band, even a fake one, to minimize unwanted attention. Zanzibar is pretty safe, and I found men to be respectful, but this tip might still help. Men and women, don't flash your bling. Tanzania has a unique gem called tanzanite that's not mined anywhere else. If you buy this little blue rock, maybe don't wear it while shopping. Vendors know what it is and will negotiate higher. The east coast of Zanzibar experiences some of the most extreme tidal changes on the island, with the sea receding dramatically during low tide, exposing sand beds and marine life. Those extremely low tides are wild. You really can walk a mile into the ocean, and that warm, beautiful blue-green water will still only be ankle deep. Imagine walking through the Indian Ocean. I thought that was pretty cool. This only happens on the east side of the island, so try to spend a couple of nights at a beach hotel on that side. Be sure you're wearing your water shoes when that beautiful water lures you in. There are spiny sea urchins in there, and a prick from them can require medical attention. When you travel to any land foreign to you, learn how to say hello and thank you in the local language. On Zanzibar, though just about everyone speaks great English, the native language is Swahili. Jambo is hello, and asante is thank you. Asante sana is thank you very much. The bottom line? Next time you're sipping a cocktail on a Zanzibarian beach, remember this gorgeous island has been everyone's prize for centuries. Zanzibar is breathtakingly beautiful, historically rich, exciting, and economically complicated, but it's still searching for prosperity that benefits all its people, not just the tourists. The people who actually live here are still waiting for their cut of the treasure. Asante Sana, thanks very much for watching, and remember, travel is the real education. Get out there.